Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Chris Flaherty and Robert Paris, Peter Brown with the weather, Gretchen Carey with the community calendar, and Gabrielle Papili with the social media minute. Thank you for joining us. The Burlington Police Department is looking for information on a man who reportedly approached two teenage girls in the last week. Chief Brown reports that the department is investigating two reports of a suspicious man in two separate vehicles who approached children in the area of Phillip Avenue and Fox Hill Road. According to the release, Burlington Police received a report that on Wednesday, August 11, between 5:45 and 6 p.m., that a 13-year-old girl was approached by a man driving a white four-door sedan who asked about the dog she was walking. Burlington Police also received a report on Saturday, August 14, between 5:45 and 6 p.m., of a 13-year-old girl who was approached by a man driving a black SUV who offered to give her a ride home. Burlington Police believe the driver in both instances was the same man, the release states. The suspect is described as a light-skinned male in his 50s or 60s with a medium build, balding, with white-gray hair, possibly speaking with an accent. Anyone with information about these incidents, the vehicle or driver, particularly residents of Phillip Avenue and Fox Hill Road neighborhoods, is asked to call the Burlington Police Department at 781-272-1212. The Burlington School Committee voted unanimously to pass an updated policy that supported Superintendent Cotty's decision to mandate the wearing of masks in all school buildings that went into effect earlier this month. The policy was from the Mass Association of School Committees. The policy updates were formulated using the latest information from the CDC, the Mass Department of Health, and the Mass Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. It contains some exceptions for students with some physical or behavioral issues. Superintendent Conti said that while nobody likes masks, they are a way to help ensure people stay healthy and the schools remain open. Here he is.
I also wanted to speak to the intentions because I've been getting lots of emails and some of them are speaking to my intentions, and I just want to make sure that the only one who knows my intentions actually is me, and so I want to be clear about what my intentions are. Last year we were having conversations about getting kids into school as frequently as possible, 5 days a week. We spent a lot of our effort there. The intention of this policy and the recommendation of this policy to require masks indoors is to keep students in person for 5 days a week. That's really what our goal was last year.
Dr. Conti added that they would revisit the mask mandate on a monthly basis, and if things changed and new cases were lower than current rates, they could possibly lift it. When asked if there were specific benchmarks that would need to be achieved in order to lift the mandate, he said they were in the works and would be provided at a future date. There were a number of parents who spoke about the mask mandate, some in favor, but the majority opposed. Those opposed argued it should be the choice of the parents and the students. Some said their children had health issues, such as hearing loss, and wearing masks and having teachers wear masks makes it harder to communicate and learn. One parent said his child suffers from anxiety and that wearing a mask gives him headaches and makes it difficult for him to focus. Those in favor of the mandate said it is necessary to protect students with compromised immune systems or who have other conditions, such as asthma, that makes the potential risk of COVID more severe. Members of the school committee said that while they also don't like masks, they were in favor of the policy for reasons of safety.
One thing you learn in this job is that no matter what you do, somebody's not going to be happy with you. So that's all part of that goes with the territory. But the way that I look at this, I'd rather have somebody be angry at me for having their child wear a mask than having somebody be angry at me for not taking the proper precautions and their child gets sick. So I think this is one of those situations where you have to be cautious. That's just, I think it's the only choice at this stage of the game.
Should Burlington Public Schools require all employees be vaccinated against COVID-19 as a term of employment? That was the question before the school committee on Tuesday night. The proposed vaccine mandate was raised by Superintendent Conti, who said he wanted to get feedback from the committee before starting wider discussion with district employees including the teachers' union. Here he is on the subject.
So I think the tools, again, that are available to us are changing, but I just wanted to briefly get the school committee's thoughts on, again, requiring employees, these are the adults in the building, nothing to do with students, but the adults in the buildings, to be vaccinated as a requirement of employment.
Dr. Conti said some districts have put such mandates in place. He added that he checked with Labor Council, who said it is in the purview of the school committee to vote to approve such a policy. He explained there would be exemptions for employees with medical conditions or religious reasons why they couldn't take the vaccine, but they would have to agree to other measures. School committee members said they were open to the idea of the vaccine mandate. Here is member Christine Monaco.
I fully support a mandate that it be a requirement for employment that all staff be vaccinated with exemptions, medical exemptions, and I guess religious exemptions, but I would be very strict about documentation. I don't think we should go along with just verbal, we need doctor's notes and we need serious documentation.
Monaco added she thinks testing for non-vaccinated employees should not be limited to once per week and the chance that case numbers rise.
I also, in the policy, would like to see the language that says anyone who's not vaccinated could be tested at least once a week, because I think if we get into a problem where someone in the classroom has COVID, or we get a lot of cases, I don't think that we should be limited to a once a week if it becomes necessary to test more than once a week. I wouldn't expect that to happen, or at least not to happen, except once in a blue moon, but I would like it to be part of the policy.
Police have been teaching students entering kindergarten or first grade about pedestrian, bicycle, and bus safety at the Burlington Mall. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford has this report.
Burlington Safety Town, a joint venture of the Burlington Police Department and the Burlington Mall, turned the Big 5-0 this week. For 50 years, the program for students entering kindergarten or the first grade has taught kids much-needed safety lessons before they head off to school.
50th anniversary, as you probably saw today, what we do is we have the officers go down there. We're teaching the young kids how to safely cross the street, basic rules of the road, pedestrian safety, and then they come up and they do some bus safety before they're off to school. So it's a good program, it's a feel-good program, and one of the benefits is also it allows the kids to get used to the police officers and realize that they're not these scary people in uniform, they're approachable, and they're there to help.
Chief Brown said the program not only provides valuable lessons for the kids, but also some peace of mind for their parents.
Having 3 kids of my own, I remember these days when you send your kid off to kindergarten or first grade, the first time they're on the bus, you're not with them. You want to make sure that they have the safety skills to get in and out of school, get on and off the bus safely. And I think we've given them the skills to do that. So hopefully it lets the parents feel a little more comfortable when they send their kid off to school for the first time.
Both the police and the mall are happy to mark 50 years of working together to keep Burlington kids safe.
It's fantastic to be celebrating the 50th annual Safety Town here with the community. Throughout the 50 years of Safety Town, Burlington Police Department's commitment to teaching children in the community bike, pedestrian, and bus safety has been phenomenal.
The relationship we've had with the mall is excellent. It's a true partnership. Anything we ever need, the mall is right there between space. They work with us, they cooperate with us in every way. As you see here today, they've rolled out the red carpet for us. They've done it every year now for 50 years, and they continue to be a great partner.
Finally, Melissa Hogan, who completed Safety Town when she was a child and was there with her son before he starts kindergarten this fall, said she was happy the program is still going strong.
It's pretty crazy. It's kind of a full circle moment. It's actually kind of emotional. seeing him do something that I did so long ago. So it's actually pretty amazing. I'm so excited that we're here today.
Until next time, I'm BNews Director Rich Hosford.
After being virtual last year, Burlington High School's band camp is back in person this year, and the students are working hard on building their new skills, which they will showcase at a Friends and Family preview show on Monday, August 23. BNews Director Rich Hosford has this report.
Burlington High School Marching Band is back in person for the 2021 season. And though it's a little bit warm out today, everyone seems very genuinely excited to be with their friends once again.
Yeah, I mean, we made the best of it last year online on Google Meet, but it's so nice to be back here doing marching band as it should be done out here on the field in person. And even just being here for 3 or 4 days now, you can really feel all the excitement and all the intensity rushing back from being away for so long.
It's fantastic to be back in person. Last year was fun, it was novel, but it just wasn't the same being virtual and doing things through Google Meet. It's been amazing to be back with everyone, to be able to see people, to be outside, to be spinning together as a group. It's fantastic.
Doing great, yeah. I mean, for the fact that they've been out of commission for the last 18 months, they've picked right back up where they left off, and it's been so great to see that. I think they're just excited for what's to come for the rest of the season.
Super excited, at least that's what I see. They're excited to work together, to hang out, to be with one another, to have their breaks, to get together and just be one as a group.
Really try and build a sense of unity within the group. We've actually been taking time out of every day for them just to have bonding activities and chances to get to know each other. And I think that's really fostered just a really strong sense of self from one person to the next. So yeah, I mean, it's reflected in the way that they treat each other. It's reflected in the way that they rehearse. Because ultimately, the goal of marching band is to make great people, not necessarily just a great marching band. So we're trying to make sure we're doing that as our most important goal.
The marching band members are preparing to showcase their newly learned skills for the community this upcoming Monday evening.
Monday, August 23rd, we're going to be out here for our Friends and Family preview show that we've done for the last number of years. So at 6:30, the field will be open. You can actually come and watch us rehearse, which some people think that's like the coolest part of doing it because you get to see sort of how things are done. And then at 8 o'clock, everyone will join us in the stands at Varsity Field, and we'll perform everything that we've been working on at band camp at 8 o'clock Monday night.
So you can catch that performance this Monday night, open rehearsal at 6:30 and the full rehearsal at 8 o'clock. From Burlington High School Marching Band, I'm BNews Director Rich Hosford.
The Recreation Commission honored a long-serving town employee and a long-serving Recreation Commissioner during their first in-person meeting since March of 2020 on Monday night. The two honorees were Nancy Santilli and Commissioner Paul Raymond. Parks and Recreation Director Brendan Egan said Santilli started with the department in 2000 and was originally there to help with registration, but her roles kept expanding. She started bookkeeping, working with field permits, and was the first point of contact for the public when people visited or called the department. Here is Brendan Egan.
We are learning life post-Nancy now, which is not easy. So Nancy has been a valuable member, as I mentioned, of our office, working with the public. By the response we saw on Facebook after we announced that Nancy's last day was July 31st, you can tell what type of valuable member she was to our office. Helped everyone out with everything, and we're here to recognize her 21 years of service to the town of Burlington and more specifically the Parks and Recreation Department.
Members of the commission also praised Nancy's long service. Everything came from you over all these years, Chair Kevin Sullivan said. You're the friendly face that everyone sees when they come to the rec department, and it's nice we can do this in person and just say thank you for everything. Chair Sullivan said Raymond had been on the commission for 18 years as a liaison from the planning board before stepping down earlier this year. Here he is.
So the second part of the thank yous is to our former Commissioner Paul Raymond. He was with us for 18 years is the count.
Yep.
And I have to say I really enjoyed all the years. I learned so much from you right from the beginning, like being on time. But just your years of wisdom and what you shared with the commission and your your insight on things, how things work in the town. And, you come in from the planning board, but at the same time, once you're here on the rec commission, you are all in on everything. And you weren't a second, an extension. You were a commissioner. And I appreciate everything you did for us. And, the town's a better place because of you.
Other members also thanked Raymond for his service, with member William Gaffney, the current representative of the planning board, said he has big shoes to fill. Saturday, August 14th was Free Comic Book Day 2021, and Counterplay Comics hosted local fans and creators in the Burlington store to celebrate. Among the attendees was local author Paul McNamee with his debut novel, Hour of the Robot. BNEWS reporter Chris Flaherty spoke to McNamee on the writing of his first novel and getting out to the publishers and to readers.
Saturday, August 14th, Counterplay Comics in Burlington hosted local fans and creators to celebrate Free Comic Book Day.
I love having, the local creators in. Having a writer and having artists that are regulars for the store is fantastic. It's being able to showcase just comics in general. It's good. It's a good feeling.
Anybody that creates anything, comics, books, just talking with a guy about custom dice, we fully support it. We try and encourage them, come to the store. We'll try and help you out. We'll pimp you out on social media, try and get word out of what you do.
Featured guest and local writer Paul R. McNamee was on site with his debut novel, Hour of the Robot. McNamee has been an active writer for 10 years, having many short stories published in various magazines and anthologies. He spoke on the writing and evolution of Hour of the Robot.
In the process of writing the novel, a company made a call for a pulp serial, and they wanted to put out a chapter a month, so I got accepted for that. I wrote pretty heavily and tried to get ahead of the curve, and that deal didn't quite work out. But when it was done, I had, a lot of it done, and so I took it back and created a novel out of it. It's about robots and superheroes and vigilante heroes, and it's a mix of pulp and new pulp and superheroes and aliens. Basically, there's a superhero alien who runs into trouble, and the robot that sort of helps him out and lives in their private lair has to step out into the world and become a crime fighter. But there's also, behind the scenes, a very big threat to the planet that they eventually have to deal with.
McNamee is happy to see readers have an overwhelmingly positive response to his novel.
I've had some really good reviews online. I would love more if anybody wants to put up reviews on Goodreads or Amazon or wherever you like to review. I've had a few on Amazon. I mean, one of my favorite ones was on when it was a thing called NetGalley, which was a pre-release, and someone found it. I don't know them from anyone, and they gave me a really good review, and they really liked it, and they understood what I was doing, and they had fun with it. And that's it. It's a big, fun story, and I want people to just have fun. So, yeah, I've got really positive reviews so far.
For any aspiring writers out there, McNamee has only one piece of advice.
Put your butt in the chair and write. That's the way you're going to do it. It takes, even for me, I still have to remember to do that. It takes practice. It's like any creative endeavor. If you're learning a musical instrument, if you're learning to draw, writing takes practice too.
Finally, McNamee wished to thank his biggest fans, his family, for their continued support.
Thanks to my wife and kids for letting Daddy have his writing time and his going off to his writers' conferences and stuff like that.
Until next time, this is Chris Flaherty for BNEWS Weekly.
Members of Boston's Children's Chorus were at Wayside Plaza last week in an attempt to brighten people's day and bring them together through music. BNEWS director Rich Hosford has this look.
Shoppers at Wayside Plaza last Thursday morning were given the treat of some upbeat music. The Boston's Children's Chorus were on the Greenway in the center of the parking lot as part of their We Sing series, a handful of events in the Boston area meant to bring music to people where they live, play, and shop.
The intent of the We Sing series is to bring joyous communal music making to all the different neighborhoods in Boston and in the greater Boston area. 10 events, actually 11, we added one more, over this whole series of July and August weekends. Singing, dancing, playing games, building community.
They encourage public participation and have chosen songs people can learn quickly and are high in energy.
We are opening these events to kids and families of any level. And so we wanted the songs to be really accessible, really easy to learn by repetition, by rote, and to be really physically engaging. Songs we could dance to, we could add body percussion to, and songs in various languages. Spanish, for example, Haitian, another. We wanted to have songs that were representative language that's frequently spoken around Boston.
Finally, Crystal said she hopes the performances both brighten up people's day and bring them closer to each other.
Well, a moment of joy and connection through music, especially after this we're still in the midst of a pandemic, but after a really, really hard year for our young folks in schools and a lot of distance learning and being disconnected from each other, we wanted to bring people together in a safe way outside to do something joyous and fun. And so we want them to have a good time. And through music, we have an amazing ability to connect with folks we might not otherwise. Really, music can bring together a community of various diversities, right? Diversities of faith, religion, background, ethnicity, so much. And we can connect through a shared love of the act of creation together and through a love of what music emotionally provides for us, what it provides in our body, this kind of sensation of whether it's joy, sorrow, hopefulness.
For more information, visit their website at bostonchildrenschorus.org. From Wayside Plaza, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
There's a new restaurant in town offering fresh, made-from-scratch items with a Middle Eastern twist. Since July 10, Halal Eats, originally Halal Shack, has been serving gyros, falafel, chicken over rice, burgers, chicken salads, and other offerings at 195 Cambridge Street, the former location of Burlington Cold Cuts. Owner Safaraz Jinwala, a Burlington resident who has been running a local Indian restaurant for the past few years and had a location in Boston they had to close due to COVID, said he had been mulling the concept for some time now. He said he wanted to open a New York cart-style restaurant in town. Jinwala said they use fresh, organic ingredients and make the food from scratch. He also said he has been pleased to see a wider variety of restaurants opening in Burlington, noting that a Brazilian steakhouse and a Japanese restaurant are both in the process of opening at the mall. The restaurant also offers online ordering and delivery. We go now to BNews weatherman Peter Brown for the latest forecast. We'll also check out the community calendar with Gretchen Carey and this week's Social Media Minute.
Well, hello everyone, this is Peter Brown, the look show weather for the next 7 days here in the Burlington area. And here we are heading into the tail end of August. I know it's hard to believe that we are almost at the end of meteorological summer. We have, of course, some pretty nice weather coming ahead to us as we head into September, as we know. Really nice weather here in New England. We have a couple of bumps in the road coming up in the next few days here in the Burlington area, courtesy of the tropics. I'm going to be talking a little bit about that as we head into the forecast. Now, starting out our period on Friday, we're supposed to be seeing temperatures at this time of the year around 80. It's going to be a little bit warmer than that, kind of sticky out there as the remains of Tropical Storm Fred exit the area. Temperatures, again, probably in the low to mid 80s. Now, as we rounded our period, getting in towards next Thursday, our average high should be in the upper 70s to around 80 at about this time of the year. And we're going to pretty much see that, maybe a couple of degrees warmer than that as we head in towards the end of the period. And of course, the biggest thing you notice is how short the days are getting. We are definitely losing daylight hours quite a bit as we head in towards September. As we go ahead, let's take a look at what the Climate Prediction Center is calling for us here in the Burlington area in terms of temperatures and precipitation for the next 7 days. And looking at our temperature map, looks like we're expecting slightly above average temperatures here in the Burlington area. Again, that's reflected with Friday and also for a few days next week. Now, looking at our precipitation chances, we're looking at some chances of some above average rain, and that's going to be coming from courtesy of Tropical Storm or Hurricane Henri that will be coming very close to our area on Sunday and Monday. And we actually want to spend a little bit of time on this. We're going to go ahead to our 7-day forecast now here a little bit quickly. And again, starting out on Friday, this is the calm before the storm. Friday and Saturday temperatures are going to be in the mid 80s on Friday. Kind of humid out there. Same story for Saturday, maybe not quite as warm as we see an easterly wind coming in ahead of what could either be a very powerful tropical storm or a hurricane for our area. Now, getting into Sunday and Monday, tropical storm or Hurricane Henri, we're not sure how strong the storm is going to be by the time it approaches us, but it is going to be fairly close to us. At the least right now, the models seem to say that it's going to be going right over Nantucket or slightly between Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket up over the outer Cape, so that will definitely be close enough to bring us very heavy rain and gusty winds here in the Burlington area. However, we've been looking at some of the more reliable hurricane models, and those are still showing an actually fairly powerful system, actually a little bit further to the west, so a storm that might be coming up over into Narragansett Bay in Rhode Island. If that does hold true, we could see some heavy rain, but some very powerful and damaging winds here in the Burlington area, perhaps near hurricane force. Again, this hasn't come to fruition. We're not sure if that's going to happen, but there are certainly models that are still all over the place, even at this point. So they're not exactly sure where the center of Henri is going. At the very least, plan for some very stormy weather later on Sunday through most of Monday, as this is going to be a slow-moving storm, which is very rare for tropical systems in the New England area. Prepare for heavy rain and some gusty winds out there. Stay tuned to your local media outlets for any additional information over the past couple of days, so that you might have to know when to start to get prepared as we head in towards Friday and Saturday for what could be a pretty strong storm. Now, as the storm exits out of here on Tuesday, pleasant conditions are going to come in behind the storm with some drier air, some lighter wind temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, and then a really nice day again as we head in towards Wednesday with temperatures above average, so very pleasant out there. And as we round out the period, looks like we're going to have some showers and unsettled weather coming as a cold front starts to approach us from the west. So everyone, stay out there, have a great week, enjoy the weather, and stay safe, and pay close attention to your local media outlets for information about Tropical Storm Henri.
Hey friends, I'm Gabrielle, also known as Miss Burlington MA. I'm here to share with you my posts and pictures from my own social media account and showcase the amazing businesses and things to do in and around Burlington. Magic Plays is a relatively new business in town that has captured not only my heart, but those of their many customers. 3 incredibly talented girls and their moms set out to create this unique jewelry company where each piece is made with so much attention to detail and pure love. I'm constantly enamored by their beautiful handmade clay designs and their strong work ethic. You can check out their continuous new items through their Instagram page and Etsy shop, or look out for their next pop-up event around town.
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your community calendar. It is time for some music. On Tuesday, August 24th at 6:30 p.m., the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having their last concert of the season. Dan Clark, the singing trooper, will be performing. Everyone is welcome, and the event is free. Get ready for some family entertainment. On Friday, August 27th at 9:30 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having musician Steve Blunt perform on the Common. Event is free, but pre-registration is required. If the event is canceled, it will be held on Zoom. To register, go to burlingtonpubliclibrary.org. Grab your popcorn and head to the movies. On Saturday, August 28th at 8 p.m., the Merrimack Valley Pavilion in Tewksbury is having a movie night. The movie they're showing is Shrek. Everyone is welcome. To get tickets, go to playatmvp.com/drive-in-movies. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your community calendar.
Girls varsity volleyball coach Wing Seaman brought 6th through 10th graders together for an all-skills camp inside of Burlington High School gyms. BNEWS reporter Robert Paris has this report.
The Burlington High School wooden and rubber gyms were filled with young athletes as they attended the first all-skills volleyball camp.
In the end of fall 2 season, the idea of having a camp this summer was pretty interesting to me, just to get some of our younger Burlington kids in here playing. I know There's no middle school program, so just from my perspective, just trying to get as many kids playing as early as possible. And we have kids anywhere from 6th grade to entering 10th graders. The idea behind this camp is all skills, so we're going to introduce all the skills. We have all the experience levels here, from beginner all the way to some of the more experienced kids who have either played club season for the last 2 or 3 years, so we have a good basis. In this gym right now, we have mostly all the beginners, so primarily the 6th graders to the entering freshmen coming up this year.
Seniors Nicole Pellegrino and Molly Murphy were both one of the many that helped out during the week.
Pretty much just like the basics, it's not always the most fun part, but you have to go through the boring stuff to get good at the game. Just getting basic passing down, basic touches.
I'm working with the older girls in the other gym. We're doing more than basic stuff, so we're running through different types of sets and hits and working on defense and stuff.
Participants Ava and Anya were glad to come out to the camp and try something new.
It's really nice for beginners because they kind of teach you what to do and stuff like that. Saying what she said, they go nice and slow. They don't rush right into doing volleyball. They take steps. We've been learning how to serve, how to throw it and hit it. We learned how to properly do it and not just flail our arms and try to hit it. I like the counselors. They're really nice and helpful. Yeah, I like the coaches too. They're nice and they don't rush you, and if you get something wrong, they encourage you. They don't yell at you.
With the Red Devils volleyball season right around the corner, Coach Winsey and the rest of the team are looking forward to a full slate of games.
I think this year we're looking at a really competitive season like we had last year. We just finished the fall 2 season, so coming back for the fall has been really quick, and we've been preparing for it. We have a really great number of registrants this year. I think we're up at 62 right now for the team. And then we're back to a regular season. We have, I believe, 18 games on our schedule, plus a scrimmage date and an open day plate. So we're back to a busy schedule.
Hopefully to go pretty far this year,
Yeah,
finals.
Definitely also having games during the week. Since last year we had to do the weekend games, so it's kind of tough that way.
Hopefully more spectators too.
Coach Winsey is hoping to see these young ladies on the team in the near future.
My hope is that they have a great time this week. They enjoy the sport. They want to get more involved, potentially play club season during the school year, and that, eventually when they get up to the high school season, they'd be ready to come in with some experience and ready to play for the team.
From the wooden and rubber gyms at Burlington High School, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Sports.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week's photo features a pair who have been helping make BCAT what it is both on camera and behind the scenes for the last handful of years. It was sent in by BCAT production coordinator Chris Flaherty and shows longtime BCAT volunteers and recent Burlington High School graduates Jolie Atwood and Liz Gillespie on the graffiti rock at the high school. Jolie will be attending the University of Connecticut in the fall, studying molecular and cellular biology, and Liz will be heading out west to the University of California, Davis, to study biomedical engineering. Thanks for the photo, Chris, and best of luck at school, ladies. We are proud of you and we'll miss you here at BCAT. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of your summer activities, a family trip, or just everyday moments, whatever you think is interesting and want to share. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. And that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with Rich Hosford, Chris Flaherty, Robert Paris, Peter Brown, Gretchen Carey, and Gabriel Papilli. Thank you for joining us.